Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:30 on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast because we have a lot to talk about. We have some wild weather expected for today, so a lot of things to keep in mind as you're heading out and about today. We do have temps starting off in the 50s, about 5 to 10 degrees milder out there this morning. Because we have so many clouds in place right now, we won't see much fluctuation in the temperature department through daybreak, so we'll likely hold on into the low to mid 50s throughout the next few hours before our temps start to climb back into the mid 60s today. Radar right now just showcasing some ground clutter. That's the green color that you see right here. It looks like the radar beam is actually running in to some of those low level clouds that are in place. But we will start to see some showers arrive by late morning into early afternoon before thunderstorm activity really begins to flare up later today. So if we scour out enough clouds just in time during the peak heating hours, this is actually going to help destabilize the atmosphere. So it's highly dependent on how much sunshine that we see throughout the day. That's going to dictate how strong these thunderstorms get. But here's a look right around 1 o'clock. We will start to see this line of showers and storms enter our far northwestern communities. Places like Frederick County and also Carroll will be seeing some of this moisture first. A lot of this activity advances into the region by 3 to 4 o'clock as the kids are heading home from school. As you're heading home from work, you'll likely be dodging some of these heavy downpours. Don't be surprised if you hear some rumbles of thunder or even see some lightning strikes as a result. And this is also going to be the time frame when we could experience some damaging winds, some strong gusty winds within this line of showers and storms. The severe weather window actually closes around 8 to 9 o'clock, with just a few residual rain showers on the back end of it right around the 10 o'clock hour, but we are looking a little bit drier heading into Thursday. The best opportunity of an isolated tornado developing will be mostly focused to the west of the Chesapeake Bay. Damaging winds and hail will be the top concerns. The isolated tornado threat is extremely low, but it's not zero. At least we get some beneficial rain out of this event. We're projected to actually get about a ½ inch to an inch of rain when it's all said and done. We actually decrease those clouds heading into your Thursday. Temps will drop slightly throughout the rest of this week with a few pop-up rain showers on your Friday afternoon and evening. But as we look ahead into the weekend, temps will drop a little bit more. We struggle. Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:43 on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at your Super 7-day forecast. We have some active weather on this Wednesday. I would call it a little bit wild. As we get into the afternoon, that's when things really start to flare up. If we really scour out these clouds just in time from the morning, that could help destabilize the atmosphere, allowing for some of the storms to produce some strong damaging winds, some large hail. I wouldn't even rule out an isolated tornado, but that's really dependent on how much sunshine and instability that we deal with throughout the first half of the day. We rise into the mid 60s this afternoon. Some of these showers and storms could also impact the O's game this evening. First pitch is at 6:35. Into your Thursday, trending drier. Temps will be kept a little bit below average as well, mid 60s. We do have a breezy wind flow on tap for tomorrow. Winds will be out of the northwest with gusts around 25 to even 30. 64 degrees on your Friday. Winds will start to relax. 64 degrees for a high temperature. We do have a few showers that could clip the area during the afternoon. Trending drier this weekend. We struggle to hit 60. Stevie Daniels here. The time now is 5 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at what we're going to be dealing with today. We are tracking some thunderstorms that could be on the stronger side as we get into the afternoon, especially this evening as that cold front swings through the region. Right now, things are pretty much calm and quiet. We are waking up to plenty of clouds lingering overhead right now, which is likely keeping our temps capped in the mid 50s this morning for the next couple of hours. We'll see very little fluctuation in the temperature department as we approach daybreak today. So if we scour out these clouds just in time this morning, allowing for some sunshine to poke through, this is going to add fuel to the fire. It's going to help destabilize the atmosphere, especially during the peak heating hours during the afternoon and evening. So the timing for severe weather, 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock this evening, where wind, heavy rain, some hail, and also an isolated tornado, all fair game. I'll lay out more details for you coming up.
Comey is indicted again. He's now accused of making a threat against President Trump, all through an image of seashells on a beach. ABC's Sophie Flay explains.
Stevie Daniels. The time now is 5:12 on this Wear Orange Wednesday. Let's take a look at radar right now. It is picking up on some ground clutter. So this basically shows that the radar beam from the radar site is actually hitting the base of the clouds because they're very low towards the surface. They're only about 1,000 feet high. So this is the reason why we're starting off a little bit milder than yesterday because of all of those clouds in place, which is going to limit our temperature climb throughout the next few hours. So this is the reason why we are starting off in the 50s this morning compared to yesterday where we were beginning the day in the 40s. We're about 5 to 10 degrees warmer, 57 degrees downtown, 52 in Bel Air, and 55 for my friends in Bowie. Right around noon today, we should be close to the lower 60s, dealing with some drizzle action. So late morning, early afternoon, seeing some of those light showers pop up from the sky. But then heading home from school today, that's when things start to become a little bit more active. This will actually help keep our temps capped in the mid 60s this afternoon. And then into the evening, we start to fall right around 63 degrees by first pitch. So the game today, if you're heading out to Camden Yards, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a rain delay or even a storm delay because we have the threat for some showers and storms. The storm potential is looking pretty isolated, but we're talking about widely scattered rain showers. Even as we head through the 7th inning stretch, there could be a rumble of thunder or two. So timing it out for you, if we clear out these clouds just in time to allow for some sunshine to poke through, that's going to help destabilize the atmosphere, especially during the peak heating hours. If we do this just in time, this is going to help fuel those thunderstorms, help them fire up. But we will start to see the severe weather window open around noon today and persist throughout about the 8 to 9 o'clock hour. And then right around dinner time, still keeping the chance for some showers and storms around, even closer to the Baltimore metro. Just a few showers right around 10 to 11 o'clock. Things pretty much wrap up by midnight, and then we're looking a little bit drier heading into your Thursday. But you just need to be on guard between noon and 8 o'clock today, as wind and hail will be the main concerns if some of these storms become a little bit more robust. There is a low end threat for a tornado. The best opportunity to see an isolated spin up, a rotating thunderstorm, will be focused to the west of the Chesapeake Bay and also across far southern Maryland, where a marginal risk for isolated strong to severe storms is a possibility. We could tack on about a ½ inch to an inch of rain. This is good news. This is going to hopefully help us out in the drought department, where we're still experiencing moderate to severe drought concerns. We drop a little bit in the deep south. So this area of low pressure is impacting a good chunk of the United States, and we'll likely start to see some of the impacts from it by late morning, early afternoon, when some light showers will start to trickle in. But this morning, skies are looking mostly rain-free as the kids head out to school, but they will want to bring the umbrella or the rain jacket with them today because for the bus ride home, things get a little bit dicey. We have some of those showers that will start to enter our northwestern communities, like places in Frederick and Carroll County, Howard County as well, by 12 to even 1 o'clock today. Temps will stay pretty much stuck right around the mid 60s, a little bit below average. And then we have the storm potential really ramping up closer to the middle part of the afternoon. This also extends even into the game. So game time, first pitch is at 6:35. Temps will be right around the low to mid 60s, staying that way through the 7th inning stretch. But unfortunately, we could be dealing with a rain or even a storm delay. Back over to you.
Thank you, Stevie.
Just Stevie Daniels. The time now is 5:47 on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast because this Wednesday, the weather is going to be a little bit wild. As we take a look at temps this morning, we're starting off a little bit milder than yesterday, about 5 to 10 degrees of a difference all across the entire state, mostly hanging out in the 50s this morning. We do have a lot of clouds lingering overhead, which will likely keep our temperatures kind of where they are right now for the next couple of hours. So this is going to limit any fluctuation in the temperature department. The clouds are kind of keeping us stabilized. But we could see some destabilization of the atmosphere if we do get some of those clouds breaking apart, allowing for some sunshine to poke through late this morning into early afternoon, which will really be fuel for these storms today. So we're kind of rooting for the clouds to stay in place because we don't love severe weather. But looking at this storm system, this is going to be the culprit for the potential for severe weather later today. The timing looks to be between noon and 8 8 o'clock. So the storms and showers are going to clip our westernmost communities first, so places like Hagerstown, Frederick, and even Carroll County, Howard County as well. And then this system is going to slide eastward. This is the time when we could be experiencing not only some breezy winds picking up, so those strong wind gusts being recorded, and also dealing with some periods of heavy rainfall. This is going to extend even through dinner time, possibly even through this right around first pitch. If you are heading out to Camden Yards right around 6:35, we'll likely be dealing with some rumbles of thunder, some spotty showers and or two not out of the question through the 7th inning stretch. This is going to persist throughout about 8 to 9 o'clock before a lot of that activity tapers off to the east, and we should be drying things out by midnight, waking up to a drier start heading into your Thursday. But things start to become a little bit more active later this morning into early afternoon, but then mid-afternoon, that's when we could experience some of those storms bubbling up if we do get enough destabilization. So we need that sunshine to help heat up the ground, to help these storms fire up today. It's not going to be overly warm. Temps will pretty much stay capped in the mid-60s, but any strong storms that develop, if we do see enough sunshine, could produce some strong damaging winds and even some large hail. There is a low end threat of a tornado, so just make sure you have a way to receive your weather alerts today. From what I'm seeing and what I'm gathering with the model data, it does look like this is mostly going to be a wind and also a rain event. In terms of rainfall, a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain, this is really going to be beneficial for us since we're experiencing drought concerns, severe drought concerns, I might add. But then we trend a little bit cooler, a little bit of a dip in the jet stream later this week. And look at our temps, they slowly start to decline, and our morning, honestly, it's not looking too great. We are going to experience the threat for some showers and storms this afternoon, and this could also spill in to the game time. So right around 6:35, temperatures will be right around 63 degrees, kind of similar to where they were yesterday evening, but we do have the threat for some storms that are going to make their way through. It does look like the storm potential dwindles by the 7th inning stretch, so right around 8 o'clock. With a temperature of 60 degrees, I wouldn't be surprised if we dealt with a rain or even a storm delay. Hopefully that's not the case, but it doesn't look too great right now. We do have clouds filing into the area this morning, a few breaks across northeast Maryland, but this is the culprit for the showers and storms that we're going to be seeing today. If we can break apart these clouds just enough this morning, that's going to add fuel to the fire. That's what's really going to help these storms ignite, adding more instability to the mix, and that's going to create more lift, allowing for more rising air, dealing with the threat for some stronger storms if that's the case. But here's a look at all the clouds really just blanketing the area this morning. So this right now could likely impact instability, but I'll lay out more details and I'll time it all out for you coming up in my full forecast. Christy? Afternoon and evening, if everything comes together just right, it does look like that the atmosphere is going to be pretty stabilized this morning, at least throughout the next couple of hours. Right around the city, we have all of these clouds that are blanketing the area. It would be a whole different ball game if we started off with a lot of sunshine. And speaking of the ball game, later this evening, it's looking unsettled. We could be dealing with some scattered showers, even some isolated storms that travel through the region, all because of this area of low pressure that's focused just to our west. You see, it is producing a few isolated storms through West Virginia, more rain activity falling across the Ohio River Valley and even down towards the deep south, dealing with quite the lightning show. But we will start to see some of these showers and storms slide in as we head into the afternoon. So by late morning, early afternoon, a few areas of some drizzle, some light rain. That's what we can expect right around your lunch hour, so you might want to have the lunch inside. But then throughout the middle part of the afternoon, that's when things could get a little bit more unsettled if we do erode those clouds just enough to allow some of that sunshine to poke through during the peak heating hours. So this could really help destabilize the environment. We're talking about the timing between noon and 8 o'clock this evening, where wind, hail, heavy rain, and even an isolated tornado going to be all fair game. That's why we're under, or the Storm Prediction Center has advertised us under that level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. So we will be saying hello to some of that rain across our far northwestern communities by 1 to even 2 o'clock, and then into the afternoon. That's when things get more unsettled throughout the evening as well. The reason for that is because the cold front is going to be sliding through this evening. So we have that driving forcing mechanism to help a lot of that air rise. And if we see some sunny breaks, that's what these thunderstorms love. The severe weather window will close by 8 to 9 o'clock, and just a few showers are possible up until about midnight tonight, but then we trend a lot drier heading into your Thursday. In my opinion, what I'm seeing with the latest model guidance, it does look like this is mostly going to be a wind and also also a rain event where we could tack on about a ½ inch to an inch of rain on average across the area when it's all said and done. It does look like the heavier rainfall amounts will be focused to the north and west of the I-95 corridor. We'll take any amount of rain that we can get. The flooding potential is looking to be very low given how dry the soil is. Your 7-day forecast. Temps will steadily drop over the next couple of days. I am tracking a few spotty showers on Friday afternoon, and then we trend cooler and drier heading into the weekend. Look at Saturday, create more lift, more instability, which is what these thunderstorms desperately need. So we're talking about the potential for damaging winds, large hail, and even an isolated tornado. That's on the table as well, but the tornado threat is on the lower end of the scale. The flood threat, extremely low. We are still suffering from drought concerns across the area, so this is going to be beneficial rain largely. So between the hours of noon and 8 o'clock, just make sure you're staying weather aware. Have a way to receive your weather alerts. We dry things out by midnight, and we are going to be dealing with a drier Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds. Winds will be a little bit breezy with wind gusts up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. You will notice that breeze out there tomorrow. 64 degrees on your Friday, dealing with the chance of a few isolated rain showers later in the day, but winds will start to relax and temps cool down heading into the weekend. We're looking at a mostly dry weekend on Saturday and Sunday with intervals of clouds and sunshine. We struggled to hit 60 degrees on Saturday. She's going to keep us on our toes for sure. We're waking up with plenty of clouds out there this morning, kind of acting like a blanket. This is actually helping to stabilize the atmosphere. This is good news. Normally, I would love to see the bright sunshine rise off in the distance, creating a gorgeous sunrise for us, but not on a day like today when things could get a little bit turbulent heading into the afternoon. We have this storm system that could help reinforce a lot of this active weather throughout the second half of your Wednesday. It's already generating plenty of rain showers and also a lot of lightning strikes too. Plenty of thunderstorm activity focused down towards the deep south, even up by the Great Lakes region as well. So we're waking up to all these clouds, and this is very good news. If we see more breaks of sunshine later this morning, that is really going to help destabilize the environment to help these thunderstorms thrive during the peak heating hours. So the timing of severe weather looks to be around 2 o'clock this afternoon through 8 o'clock this evening, but we could see some rain showers before the 2 o'clock hour right around lunchtime. Temperature should be right around the lower 60s during that time, and then we'll likely stay below average, about 5 to even 6 degrees below normal, with highs in the mid 60s today. But areas focused to the south and west of the Chesapeake Bay likely going to be under this marginal risk, this level 1 out of 5, advertised by the Storm Prediction Center, because we have that threat for an isolated strong storm. So that's what this green color represents. Wind, hail will be the top concerns, also heavy rainfall, so brief periods of heavy rain as these showers and storms skirt through. An isolated tornado is possible, but it is on the lower end of the scale. I would just have a way to set up alerts, get them straight to your phone. Normally your iPhone does that for you, so that is good news. But taking a look at what we have on tap for today in terms of futurecasts, 2 to 3 o'clock, we'll start to see this line of showers and storms advance eastward across the area. And then throughout the evening hours, right around dinner time, right around the time of first pitch, these showers and storms could still be working their way through. So I wouldn't be surprised if we also dealt with a rain or even a storm delay. Fingers crossed that that does not happen. But by 8 to 9 o'clock, things really start to wind down. Midnight, we're looking a little bit drier heading into your Thursday. About a ½ inch to an inch of rain, that's what we can expect. This is very good news. We're still suffering from not only moderate, but severe drought concerns. The bulk of the state of Maryland really suffering from drought conditions. So the flood potential for today out of the next 24 hours is looking to be very low. Temps will start to steadily drop over the next couple of days behind that